The Dogman Cometh. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Dogman Cometh. I am Belil Black, as always. And whether or not you are into a specific creature or cryptid, or into cryptozoology as a whole, or maybe you branch out into, like the occult or the paranormal, regardless of all that, I hope that you find this little episode interesting. I mean, I found the article itself interesting, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I found this article online a couple days ago, and it is titled "Werewolf Sighting Frightens Pennsylvania Motorists," and and it's understandably so. I mean, these things are pretty terrifying. I mean, it's been 20 years, and I still remember, what I seen vividly. And, I mean, it doesn't so much frighten me anymore as it makes me extremely cautious whenever I'm outdoors at night. And even sometimes during the day, man. It's one of those things that you could hear, you could hear a pin drop, or somebody step on a dry leaf, or you could hear the grass rustle in the wind, and it's going to make you turn to see what the hell's going on. It's one of those types of issues. But I say that because many people who encounter a dogman or something of the like are ridiculed and laughed at, and that's pretty fucked up, because they're even ridiculed by people who quote haunt Sasquatch for a living. And if you investigate Sasquatch sightings, man, I'm not trying to poke and prod at you. I'm not trying to ridicule you in any way. I'm just saying that, how can you really put everything in a box like that? I mean, it's a big world, people. It's a big ass world. You can't just put everything in a little box, put a tag on it, and sit it on the shelf and say that's how it's supposed to be, that's how it is, because oftentimes we find out later down the road that we were wrong all along. Everything's interconnected in some way. And, people should stand together on this kind of thing, regardless of what they encounter or whether they've had an encounter at all. We're human beings, and we need to remember that. But I digress. Anyway, I'm going to get into this sighting, or these sightings, and I hope you enjoy. It seems that there is no shortage of strange creatures found in the remote parts of Pennsylvania. One such creature, matching the description of a werewolf, took some time out of its busy schedule to frighten motorists along a stretch of asphalt called Mud Creek Road. The sighting, detailed on Stan Gordon's website, happened on November 20th of 2011, just outside the town of Troy in Bradford County. The witness reported that he and his girlfriend had been driving along Mud Creek Road, heading west towards Highway 14 at around 11 p.m. Although it was dark, their attention was drawn to the road up ahead where, at first glance, there appeared to be a naked person on the shoulder. The driver slowed down and angled the car's headlights toward the figure, roughly 30 to 40 feet short of their mystery guest. The couple instantly realized this wasn't a person, but instead some creature that was moving low to the ground. The creature, centered in the glare of the headlights, straightened up into a kangaroo-like stance. Eerily similar to other werewolf sightings, the witness described the creature as having a muscular structure with an oversized wolf-like head topped with two large pointed ears. Even though it held its arms close to its body, they could see that it had long claws up to 10 inches in length. The creature's skin was dull, wrinkly, and black, and its mouth filled with canine-like teeth. Perhaps transfixed by the bright light, the wolf-like creature remained still, squatted in front of their car. The couple guessed it was around 5 feet tall, but that was about to change. As they watched, the beast stretched forward with its front arms and extended its back legs into a dog-like position on the ground. At this point, the motorist re-estimated its height at around 6 to 7 feet tall. The creature looked over at the car with its black eyes shining in the light. According to the driver, an expression of panic washed over the creature's face, suggesting it had not realized that there was an audience, perhaps also indicating a level of sentience not commonly associated with an animal. Suddenly, the creature crouched down and leaped over a 7-foot embankment, clearing it in one jump. The witnesses estimated it covered around 40 feet before disappearing into a wooded area. No sooner had the wolf-like creature vanished from their line of sight than a large bird flew at the car, just missing the passenger window and disappearing into the night. They were unable to identify said species of the bird, but they had the distinct feeling that it was the same creature. Was this actually a shapeshifter, and did it have the ability to change into other forms, or was the bird startled from its nest by the intrusion of this creature? If yes, then it's entirely possible the motorist encountered a skinwalker, a shapeshifter commonly known among the Native American community that's able to assume many forms. From the way the couple described their chance roadside meeting with this apparent cryptid, it would seem they came upon it mid-transformation into the wolf-like form. Now, if only they'd had a cell phone. Now, going back to that article, the first time I read it, it made me want to reevaluate my opinion on the whole subject of Dogman. And though I believe the one that I encountered was never human, even though it shared traits, like certain parts of the body, like the arms and the abdomen, the chest, stuff like that. The way it stood up. I never got the feeling that it had ever been human. But that's not to say that shapeshifters do not exist in some form or another. It's like what I said earlier about putting a label on something and putting it in a box, sitting it on the shelf, never to be discussed again. Sometimes we have to reanalyze and reevaluate our knowledge and what our stance on the subject is, because we really don't know. And we may never know everything, but we will know eventually one day to some extent what we're dealing with here. And it's the same on on the topic of many other cryptids. And who's to say that there's not shapeshifters in the world somewhere? There's too many stories and folklore throughout history, since the beginning of human history, when we started writing shit down, that tell us there could be some kind of shape-shifting beings out there. Whether you call it a skinwalker, a shapeshifter, a werewolf, Mendoza, etc. Who really knows? I mean, we wouldn't hand these stories down through history for nothing. And I'm a firm believer in all legends are born from a single grain of truth. And sometimes it's like the snowball effect. You start out with a tiny pebble that rolls down a hill, and it picks up everything along the way, and stuff gets added, and all of a sudden it's a big ass boulder, rolling and growing out of control. But it always stems from a grain of truth. And I mean, who really knows, people? Who really knows? Hopefully one day we will find the answers that we're looking for, whether it whether the answers involve Dogman or Sasquatch or any other cryptid or any other paranormal occurrence. Let's just keep trying to build our knowledge on the subject or subjects at hand, because we can never know enough. We can never know enough. Anyway, I guess I'm going to get out of here. Thank you for joining me on the Dogman Cometh. My name is Belil Black. I hope to see you next time. Take it easy, my friends.